Who is this guy? Who is the man? What did he study? Where did he study?
Generator, and even a helicopter that ran on radio frequencies. A true free energy device that keeps batteries consistently charged. It took me several months to find him, but when I did, it blew my mind.
How can one man born in Africa launch rockets that land themselves, build a global electric car empire, and become a household name, while another man, also from Africa, claims he's built a car that runs on thin air and remains a total ghost? This is a story about two very different innovators and their radically different paths. It's about genius, what we choose to believe, and who we give power to. And it makes you wonder, is the world overlooking a breakthrough, or just calling a bluff? On one side, you've got Elon Musk. Born in Pretoria, South Africa, he's the guy who defines the modern tech dream. After getting degrees in physics and economics, he moved west and built a dynasty. Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink. His name is synonymous with massive, world-changing, and most importantly, commercially successful innovation. He's a titan of industry who can command the world's attention with a single tweet. On the other side, there's Maxwell Chikumbutso. Born in a crowded suburb of Harare, Zimbabwe, his story is the complete opposite. He dropped out of school at 14 and taught himself by messing with old electronics. He says his inventions come to him in visions from God.
It all happened in 1997. Yeah, 1997. I was 17 years old, and I still remember vividly. It was on the 23rd of September. I was praying in the church at a corner. God visited me, and I heard a voice which says, "Thus said the Lord, I'm going to use you." I was given a scripture which is in the book of Isaiah 49 verse 7, which says, "Thus said the Lord, the Redeemer of Israel is all one. To him whom men despiseth, to him whom the nation abhorreth, to a servant of rulers, kings shall see and arise. Princes also shall worship because of the Lord. That is faithful, and the Holy One of Israel, and he shall choose thee."
He doesn't have a billion-dollar empire or a shiny California HQ. He has a workshop in Zimbabwe and a set of claims so wild they sound like science fiction. Both men come from the African continent, but they live in different universes. One mastered the system and became one of the richest people in history. The other exists completely outside of it, a fringe figure praised at home, but virtually unknown everywhere else. This isn't just about two inventors, it's a collision of two realities. So here's the core question we need to tackle. Why does one innovator get global fame while the other, with arguably bigger claims, gets crickets? Every time Elon Musk sneezes, it's global news. When Tesla drops a new car, it's an event. His work, from batteries to rockets, is proven by the market, by science, and by its very visible impact on the world. He's proven his ideas work at scale. Meanwhile, Maxwell Chikumbutso has made claims that, if they were true, would be even more revolutionary. But the world has met them with a deafening silence. What if the key to our energy crisis wasn't in Silicon Valley, but with a self-taught inventor in Zimbabwe? Why do we celebrate one man for making brilliant improvements to existing tech, while another claiming a quantum leap is almost completely ignored? That gap is what this story is all about. Is it just a simple case of proven science versus unproven claims? Or is something else going on? Is the system of money, media, and science built to filter out anyone who isn't part of the club? That's the question hanging over Maxwell Chikumbutso's incredible story. To get to the bottom of this, you have to look at Maxwell Chikumbutso's world. His journey started in the dusty streets of Kuwadzana, not some high-tech lab. After dropping out of school, he went on a learning binge, fueled by what he calls endless curiosity and divine downloads. His headline invention is a Microsonic Energy Device. Chikumbutso claims this device pulls energy from the air, from the radio, TV, and Wi-Fi signals all around us, and turns it into clean electricity. This, he says, is the secret sauce behind his most famous creation, the Scythe FEV, an electric car that runs on nothing and incredibly never needs to be charged.
It's very unique. For the first time, energy is being generated using a radio frequency and without moving parts.
The claims are mind-blowing. A top speed over 220 kilometers per hour. The ability to not just power itself forever, but to also power an entire house when it's parked. Beyond the car, Chikumbutso says he's made fuel-free generators, self-powering TVs, and advanced drones, all using this free energy. And he's not totally alone. In Zimbabwe, he's been hailed as a national hero and has demonstrated his inventions for President Emerson Mnangagwa. He was also featured in the documentary Thrive 2, where a scientist on the film's team was said to have verified his generator worked.
A true free energy device that keeps batteries consistently charged. It took me several months to find him, but when I did, it blew my mind.
However, it's important to note that this documentary and its claims have been widely criticized and are not accepted by the mainstream scientific community. This niche support is the foundation of his credibility, painting a picture of a local genius getting his due. So, if his claims are so huge, why isn't he a household name? This is where the story hits a wall of deep skepticism and accusations of a cover-up. The biggest hurdle is the scientific community. The consensus is that Chikumbutso's inventions violate the fundamental laws of physics, specifically the laws of thermodynamics, which say you can't create energy from nothing. His ideas are usually dismissed as perpetual motion machines, a concept debunked centuries ago. Critics also point out that while harvesting energy from radio waves is technically possible, the amount you can get is tiny, enough for a small sensor, but not nearly enough to power a car. This skepticism is fueled by a lack of transparency. There has been no independent, peer-reviewed proof of his technology. Investigators have pointed out that his prototype car looks like a modified Chinese-made SUV, the Kai X3 Pro, and that a hypersonic energy device he showed off was identical to a portable solar power station you can buy online. Adding to the doubt, Chikumbutso himself has admitted he dismantled his original prototype. When he tried to get a US patent, his application was rejected because it was deemed not industrially applicable, a standard rejection for inventions that defy known physical laws. Chikumbutso frames this not as a failure, but as proof that his work is too revolutionary for the system to understand. This is where the conspiracy theories kick in. Chikumbutso and his supporters claim he's being deliberately suppressed. He has made unsubstantiated claims of being poisoned during a trip to Silicon Valley in an attempt to steal his technology, an incident he says resulted in the death of his partner. The narrative suggests that
It's Maxwell Chikumbutso here. Thank you for the concern, the love and support that you always show me. I just wanted to clear the rumors that I'm missing. I'm nowhere to be found. I'm very much alive, as you can see. I'm just trying to work. I'm away on business, trying to work. That's all, but I'm safe and sound.
Powerful industries, big oil, and the global energy sector want to make sure his technology never sees the light of day. To understand the pushback Chikumbutso is facing, you just have to look back at Musk. As radical as Musk's ideas are, they all work within the known laws of physics. His electric cars use lithium-ion batteries, a technology we understand. His rockets use conventional fuel. His success is built on brutal engineering, endless testing, and a level of transparency that, for all his quirks, allows for scientific proof. Even Musk himself, when asked about free energy claims, has basically echoed the mainstream scientific view. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. Tesla didn't take over the world with promises. It did it by delivering millions of cars that actually work. It built a global charging network to prove the model was real and could be scaled. This is the gold standard Chikumbutso is being held to. The world isn't necessarily biased, it's asking for proof. And for more than a decade, that real, verifiable proof has been missing. This leaves us at a crossroads. So what's really going on here? On one hand, you have the story of Maxwell Chikumbutso as a suppressed visionary, a modern-day Nikola Tesla whose ideas are just too disruptive for the powers that be. In this version, he's a symbol of Africa's untapped potential, a genius held back by a system that only recognizes its own. On the other hand, there's the very real possibility that he's a charismatic showman, an inspiring figure with a great story, but whose inventions are ultimately a hoax. In this view, the lack of evidence isn't because of a conspiracy, it's because the tech just doesn't work. The political handshakes are seen as a desperate wish for a national hero, even if the story is built on sand. So is the world ignoring a genius, or is the scientific community right to demand proof? We'll let you be the judge. But whether Maxwell Chikumbutso's machines work or not, his story makes us face a tricky truth. Innovation isn't just about good ideas, it's about power, credibility, and proof. His journey shows how much we hunger for underdog heroes and the deep desire in Africa to break free and lead. It begs the question, how many other potential innovators are out there, in garages and workshops far from Silicon Valley, whose ideas we'll never hear because they don't fit the mold? Maybe the real revolution isn't a car that runs on air. Maybe it's building a world where an idea can be judged on its merits, no matter who it comes from, as long as they can prove it works.
The vehicle, it uses what we call the Microsonic Energy Device. Microsonic Energy Device, it is the device that I personally invented in 2009, which harnesses radio frequencies, converted it into energy. As you know, radio frequencies, they are measured in nanovolts, meaning to say they are less than a volt, they are just like nothing. But we find a way of harnessing it through the creation of the 70% of the components in the Microsonic energy, which I tailor-made, which I designed.